Over the last 5 years of investing, my net worth grew a lot, by well over 20 times from the tens of thousands I started from. And I'm not saying it was all because of Wealthsimple, but this platform definitely made things easy for me, especially as a beginner at that time. So in this video today, I want to tell you what I think after 5 years of investing on Wealthsimple. And heads up guys, there are a ton of really great things Wealthsimple does, but this video is not sponsored by them, which means that you'll also hear my genuine thoughts on what I don't like as much, what I wish they'd improve, and why I don't just use Wealthsimple. We'll get to that later. Just so you know guys, the links in the descriptions are affiliate links of Wealthsimple and a couple of other products I'll mention later. If you click on these to sign up, I may earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. For example, Wealthsimple will currently give you a $25 bonus when you sign up and fund your account. Now let's dive in. Here's a confession guys. I'm almost embarrassed to say that despite having worked in banking for about 5 years, I barely invested. It just seems so overwhelming. Many people feel that way, especially with traditional banks. A load of forms, wait times, headaches. So when I first signed up with Wealthsimple, I was surprised at how smooth the whole process was. I downloaded the app to my phone, a few minutes, and my account was open. In a few clicks, I set up my TFSA and RSP accounts. One important thing, I use self-directed investing, so I could pick my own stocks and ETFs. Wealthsimple also has a managed portfolio option with a fee, but I'm not gonna cover that in this video. Over the years, Wealthsimple has become my go-to financial home base because it does almost everything I need. Almost. First, the checking account pays 1.25% for what's called core clients with under 100K in assets, 1.75% for premium clients with at least 100K in assets, that's what I currently get, and 2.25% for generation clients with over 500K. There's also a rate boost of 0.5% for core and premium clients with a direct deposit of $2,000 or more per month, bringing it to a maximum of 2.25%. That's a lot more than the usual 0.2% or something I'd get from my traditional bank. It's sad, really. I'm thinking about closing it. But these are not the highest rates out there, to be honest. EQ Bank and Neo Financial, for example, beat them without the high balance requirement. And that's the only reason why I never park a lot of cash here and usually direct deposit my paycheck to EQ Bank instead before I send some money back to Wealthsimple to invest. Now, if Wealthsimple increase their rates in the future, that might change. But overall, not a big problem for me because I never have a lot of cash lying around anyway. I also like that you can open multiple sub-accounts and label them however you want. I do this for emergency savings here, for example, but you can also do this for travel savings, saving up for a new car, and so on. Basically, setting up digital envelopes that earn interest. And they also have a USD account, and here's why it's useful. If you already have US dollars at another bank, then you can transfer your US dollars directly into Wealthsimple and skip the whole FX conversion. Speaking of which, Wealthsimple's standard FX fee is 1.5% on conversions under $10,000. That's the amount I usually trade. You can get much lower fees all the way down to $0 with larger conversion amounts, or when you use what's called Norbert's Gambit, a feature that they launched recently for a flat fee of $9.95. I personally haven't used Norbert's Gambit on Wealthsimple because usually I DCA my investments or make frequent smaller sum investments instead of doing big lump sum investments. The USD account is free at the premium tier and above, but for core customers, so below 100K, there is a $10 monthly fee, which I really wish they would do away with. As nowadays, a lot of banks, yes, even traditional banks, offer zero fee US dollar accounts. Anyways, as I'm a premium client now, I don't pay any fees, so no problem for me. Continuing about fees, Wealthsimple does a lot of things right here for a digital bank, which is no monthly account fees and no commissions on stocks and ETF trades. Compare that to many traditional banks that still charge $15 to $30 a month just for the account plus $9.99 on a trade. Over multiple years of investing, that difference compounds. Now, what also makes them an all-in-one platform is that they have their own credit card, the Wealthsimple Visa Infinite Card or Wealthsimple Visa Infinite Privilege Card. Since it's part of the Wealthsimple universe, it makes it super easy to make payments. I got it when they just launched it last year and have been using it for everyday purchases. It gives me 2% cashback on everything, and I can view and redeem my cashback instantly. There are no foreign transaction fees, so I can take it along when I travel. I don't use it for everything though, as other cards give me 4% cashback for groceries, for example, and the annual fee is unfortunately on the higher side at $240, but it's waived at 100K plus in assets, or if you direct deposit at least $4,000 per month into your checking account. As it's free for me at the moment, I do love this card, but I think it would be a lot more popular with a slightly lower annual fee or no annual fee and higher cashback for categories like recurring expenses, groceries, and others. Other than that, a solid card. Also worth knowing, Wealthsimple has a mortgage feature that searches 25 plus lenders to find the best possible rate for you. And you can even earn rebates based on your assets. Also, they've launched this feature called Portfolio Line of Credit that lets you borrow against your investments without selling. But note that there are risks with using such a product in general, so be very cautious and review your personal financial situation very well before deciding to use this. Before I forget, Wealthsimple also has corporate accounts. I'm not going to cover it here, but if you want to find out more, I might make a video about Wealthsimple's corporate account up here in the future. And as I always say, guys, this is not financial advice. I'm just a regular person sharing my investment journey. Make investment decisions based on your personal situation and goals, as what works for one person doesn't always work for another. Always do thorough research and consult a professional financial advisor if needed. Anyways, I haven't used either of these products yet, so I'm not going to cover them further. Now on to the most exciting part, which is investing. I've opened my first TFSA and RSP accounts on Wealthsimple. In case you're not familiar with these accounts, in short, they are registered accounts that can help either reduce or delay your taxes. TFSA means your money grows and comes out completely tax-free. RSP reduces your taxable income now and you pay taxes on withdrawal later. I have a complete video up here if you need more details. On Wealthsimple, you can also open the FHSA for home purchase, spousal RSP, RIF, RESP, and LIRA. One thing I have really enjoyed over the years is the instant deposit feature. This means that when you deposit money into your Wealthsimple account, you can use, that means spend or invest it, immediately, as long as you're within your instant deposit limit. That's around 50K for most accounts, higher for generation. It's immediately available to invest. Unlike with other banks where you have to wait for a few hours or even days sometimes for your funds to clear, and in the meantime, the price of whatever you wanted to buy has gone up. This simple instant deposit feature is one thing that makes the process so smooth. In the beginning, I started investing with just $50, $100, but then a few $100s, then thousands of dollars each month. Month after month, I started investing more, gradually but consistently, and over these 5 years, my investments really had time to compound. I just can't believe how many people still underestimate the power of compounding and think it's not worth investing because they have so little money left to invest. So I made this compounding chart over here to demonstrate to you how consistently monthly investments can grow over time, and it's free for you. All you need to do is grab the link down below, sign up, and I'll send the chart to your email. For example, if we'd assume an 8% average compounding rate and invested $1,000 per month, we'd be at about $183,000 in 10 years and $589,000 in 20 years. With this compounding growth chart, you can see how much your money could, emphasis could, not will, grow over the years based on what you expect your average return to be. Note there are absolutely no guarantees, and these are just illustrations. Now back to investing. On Wealthsimple, I invest in both Canadian and US stocks and ETFs. There's even the option to buy fractional shares. If a stock is a bit expensive and you don't have that much money saved up yet, you can still buy a slice. But there's a limitation. For example, there are no individual European or emerging market stocks, unlike other platforms like IBKR, for example, that has them. However, especially for beginner investors, I don't think that's really a problem. Instead, you can just buy a diversified ETF with international stocks in them, like the XEQT or VEQT. By the way, these are just examples, not recommendations. That can give you some global exposure, including Europe, Asia, and emerging markets. Watch my video on all-in-one ETFs if you want to find out more. So this gap is really only relevant if you're specifically looking to pick individual international stocks yourself. Now, another feature I've really been enjoying is crypto. I started buying Bitcoin on Wealthsimple around 2022 when it wasn't mainstream yet. Having it on the same platform meant I actually did it instead of overthinking it. The fees are not that low, unfortunately. 2% for core, 1% for premium, 0.5% for generation, not ideal. However, they have implemented what's called volume-based pricing, so you can get a lower fee if you trade over a certain amount during a 30-day rolling period. But otherwise, the platform is smooth and fast. And most importantly, withdrawing is also simple and cheap. I regularly withdraw Bitcoin off of Wealthsimple, and the fees are only 20-30 cents and processed within minutes. As I started buying more, I did start moving to other platforms as well to buy Bitcoin with lower trading fees, for example on Interac that has a 0.2% trading fee, and also Kraken that has a monthly subscription model that costs $4.95 per month, which enables $0 trading for me. Now that being said, the higher crypto fees on Wealthsimple may not be a big deal if you're buying very small amounts. Now the other hand, you do get the benefit of having all your investments on one platform. My wish though were that Wealthsimple also had a kind of a monthly subscription model that would enable zero fee trading. And then I might buy more Bitcoin over there. Another thing I love is that since last year, Wealthsimple started offering physically backed gold, and I started purchasing a bit in my RSP to round off my portfolio. And yes, Wealthsimple has option tradings as well at $0 commission and also private equity investing. But personally, I don't invest in either of these. Now, so far, Wealthsimple hasn't let me down when it comes to reliability. When I bought my first condo here in Canada, I used the home buyer's plan, the HPP. The FHSA was not available at that time yet, so I withdrew my money from my RSP towards the down payment, and it was done within a few business days. And I was surprised at how smooth everything went with zero problems. By the way, guys, drop a comment down below. Are you using Wealthsimple right now, thinking about switching to it, or are you using multiple platforms? Talking about problems, security is really important to me when it comes to my finances. So I never access my investment accounts on public Wi-Fi. When I travel, I bring my own connection. One I genuinely like is Maya Mobile. No physical cards, just a travel eSIM that is so quick to set up and worked well for me in Indonesia, in Japan, and other countries. I pair it with a VPN like NordVPN for an extra layer of security. And I also have discounts for you for both of these products down below. And remember guys, these are affiliate links, so I may earn a small commission if you sign up for these. So this is one of my favorite features. If you're like me and have joint finances with your spouse, then it's great to have an overview of your overall household finances. What I like is that Wealthsimple has not only an individual account overview, but also one for my household. So you don't only see your individual portfolio amount, but also your combined amounts for each investment. Yes, it shows the breakdown per asset category and holdings in total. And the fun thing is that Wealthsimple is constantly bringing out new features. Really useful for planning as a couple.
Introducing Kids and Teens accounts.
And those of you who have kids might also find their new Kids and Teens account useful. Now, where Wealthsimple is lacking a bit are more advanced portfolio analysis tools, but personally, it's not that important for me because I hold my investments on multiple investment platforms, so a portfolio analysis wouldn't be as insightful to me. But I can see how many other users who only invest on Wealthsimple would benefit from more advanced tools. So here's what makes Wealthsimple interesting, exciting in my opinion. The tiered perks. And this is something they've cleverly used to incentivize higher holdings. Fees usually get meaningfully lower as you move from core to premium to generation, and so do the interest rates. And there are also other real tangible rewards, milestone rewards based on household holdings. For example, a free Uber One subscription, the Dragon Pass, and many more. In the past, Wealthsimple has also given out rewards to customers like deposit-based milestone rewards, where they ran Apple device promos like laptops based on qualifying deposits. Currently, well, depending on when this video gets launched, there's a promo where you can get a 1% match on qualifying account transfers of $25,000 or more when you register for that promo. And remember, you can get a $25 bonus when you use my referral link or code to sign up. These are examples of guaranteed promos. On top of the milestone rewards, Wealthsimple also runs draw-based giveaways. For example, the Wealthsimple Spin the Coin contest to win gold, or the house giveaways.
Introducing Monthly Millionaire. Every month, we'll be rewarding one Wealthsimple client with $1 million.
And yes, these are fun, but uncertain. So I personally love to see more guaranteed milestone rewards, so you don't depend on luck to win something and get rewarded. So there are a lot more great things going on with Wealthsimple, like Wealthsimple Tax is great, and they continue bringing out new things every year. This video, guys, is not meant to be an exhaustive review, so I won't cover everything. One more thing that I do have to mention is that I generally find the app so easy to use. So it makes investing feel less like a chore, but more like a fun and motivating thing to do. I think that Wealthsimple reinvented personal finance, really in the best possible way. Although, like I said, I'm investing on many different investment platforms, I must say that I really enjoy Wealthsimple the most. On that note, I want to be transparent with you and tell you that I don't rely just on Wealthsimple for all of my financial needs. I do use it most of the time, not out of pure loyalty, but because it's actually a great app. But I do try to optimize my returns and my costs, and that is why I use certain apps for certain purposes. But that's a story for my next video. Subscribe if you want to get updated on that. I will walk you through my full financial setup and the financial tools I use to grow my wealth. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.